Hello learners, my name is Adnan and welcome back to another session in the SQL interview preparatory course by Data Science. So without wasting any time, let's move to the question. The question is, write an SQL query to find the users who have watched every movie available. The output should include the user ID and the username and the count of the movies they watched. So let's see the steps involved in solving this particular SQL question. Before we start, let's review the available tables, and to do that we will write the common command, which is select everything from the table name. From this we will get our tables, and you can see the tables. We have the movies table, the users table, and the views table. In the movies table we have the details of the movies. In the users table we have the details of the users who are watching the movies, and in the views tables we have the details of the views ID, of the movie ID, and of the user ID. So now, after reviewing the tables, you can see that all the required columns for the solution are in different tables. Therefore, we will join all the three tables based on the common column. So in user table we have user ID, which can be joined with the view table. Now in movies table we have movie ID, which we can join with view table. Now let's move to the third step. We will group the user ID and the username, and then with the help of having clause we will filter the data. Now we are also using distinct function. This is basically a note. We are using the distinct function to get the distinct value from the movie's name, to ensure we get the exact count of how many movies are there. Once we get the number of movies, we will compare the total count of the movies with the count of the movies watched by every user, and in this particular way we will get our answers. So without wasting any time, let's move to the SQL workbench for the practical solution of this question. So now, as we are in our MySQL workbench, let's start writing the query. Our query goes like, select everything, let me zoom this, from the users table as U, join this table with views as V on the basis of common column U dot user ID. The common column is user ID, as we have already discussed this, v dot user ID. Then let's run this query and let's see if the join is successful or not. Wonderful, the join is completely successful. Now what we will do, we will just join this table with movies table as M on the basis of common column v dot movie ID is equals to M dot movie ID. Now let's run this query. You can see that the tables are successfully joined. We will remove this asterisk and write user ID, the name of the user name. Let's run this. Okay, we are getting an error. The error is user ID is ambiguous. So basically this error is arising because user ID is available in more than one table. So we will tell the column that give the user ID from u dot user ID. Wonderful. Now what we will do, we will just group this data on the basis of above these columns. And what we will do, we will just print the count of distinct movie title. We are getting the results. So what we will do, we will just filter this data by the help of having clause. We are using having clause because we are using group by statement. Having the count of the distinct movies is equals to 5. We can write directly 5 because we know what is the distinct count of the movies. So if we'll run this, you will get the results, which is Aman and Charu. But if we don't want to write 5, we can also write a subquery. And in this particular way, we can solve these type of interview questions. Thank you for joining us today, and until next time. Stay connected with DataSense for more amazing content on data.